sentence me to 20 years of boredom for trying to change the system from within. I'm coming now, I'm coming to reward them. First, we take Manhattan, then we take Berlin. I'm guided by a signal in the heaven. I'm guided by this birthmark on my skin. I'm guided by the beauty of our weapon. First, we take Manhattan, then we take Berlin.
Really like to live beside you, baby. I love your body and your spirit and your clothes. But you see that line that's moving through the station. I told you, I told you, I told you I was one of those.
Now you love me as a loser, but now you're worried that I just might win. You know the way to stop me, but you don't have the discipline. How many nights I prayed for this to let my work begin. First, we take Manhattan, then we take Berlin. I don't like your fashion business, mister. I don't like these drugs that keep me thin. I don't like what happened to my sister. First, we take Manhattan, then we take Berlin.
Really like to live beside you, baby. I love your body and your spirit and your clothes. But you see that line that's moving through the station. I told you, I told you, I told you I was one of those.
And I thank you for those items that you sent me. I mean the monkey and the plywood violin. I've practiced every night, now I am ready. First, we take Manhattan, then we take Berlin. Remember me, I used to live for music. Remember me, I brought your groceries in. Well, it's Father's Day, everybody's wounded. First, we take Manhattan, then we take Berlin.
happen when you take Manhattan and Berlin?
I have a plan. I have a strategy. I have an army. I have these beautiful weapons. And as soon as these cities are in my hands, I will disclose my plans for them. It will involve a lot of new parking meters, but many other things too.
You're a multimedia artist. You sing and you paint. I'm going to see your paintings later on. And you also write, but you're a multinational person. You're a Russian Jew from Canada. Where do you see yourself in all this?
Well, I really feel a Montrealer. I don't even know if it's Montreal. There's a certain street in Montreal where I have a little house. That's really, I guess, what I call home. But you know, you don't live in these descriptions of yourself. In any case, you know, people live on the front line of their own life, and events just rush in on you, and you don't really have time to describe yourself to yourself. So I never think about, you know, where I am or who I am or where I belong. I mean, I know that a lot of my love of music comes from my mother, who had a lovely voice. She was Russian, and she sang songs around the house, and I know that those changes, those melodies, touched me very much, and that's certainly an influence. And she would sing with us. I'd take my guitar to a restaurant with my friends, and my mother would come in, and we'd often sing all night.
Now the flames, they followed Joan of Arc as she came riding through the dark. No moon to keep her armor bright, and no man to get her through this very dark and smoky night.
She said, I'm tired of the war. I want the kind of work I had before, with a wedding dress of something white to wear upon my swollen appetite. La la la, la la la, la 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 la.
You know, I watched you riding every single day, and there's something in me that just yearns to win such a cold, such a very lonesome heroine.
Well, then who are you? She sternly spoke to the one beneath the smoke.
Why, I'm fire, he replied, and I love your solitude. Oh, I love your pride.
Then fire, make your body cold. I'm gonna give you mine to hold. And saying this, she climbed inside to be his one, to be his only bride.
It was deep into his fiery heart he took the dove of Joan of Arc. And high above all these wedding gifts, he hung the ashes of her lovely wedding dress. Understood if he was fire, she must be wood. And I saw her wince, I saw her cry, I saw the glory in her eye. Myself I long for love and life, but must it come so cruel? Must it be so bright? La 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 la.
Well, let's go back to your childhood.
Okay.
I feel like a shrink when I talk about this.
I hope you can help me.
Well, anyway, I read in an interview that you said that nothing happened, but something must have happened that made you publish your first book, Let's Compare Mythologies.
I don't know, but an old friend of mine in Montreal, the poet Irving Layton, he said that the two essential qualities for a young writer are arrogance and inexperience. And I guess I had a lot of both of those qualities. I don't think that a writer has anything to say or needs to have anything to say. It's the appetite to say something that is important.
So you don't think about the message, more about the way you write things?
I don't think that any of us has a real startling message. It is just the being that is expressed. It's just your individual take on the whole drama that is expressed. I don't think you have to say anything special about it.
Do you write for yourself or do you write for others? When you say, just write.
Well, I think a lot of it is, I would call work. I think work is very important, and I don't think anybody stays a writer unless they're willing to work at it. And work has the same quality regardless of what it is. So, I mean, it's the place where you locate your self-respect. It's the place where you refine your own character. And it's the place where you make a living. So all those three elements are involved in the activity of work. And after a while, it doesn't matter whether it's for yourself or for somebody else. It is the work.
It's the urge to do it?
It's the urge to do it. It's the necessity to work.
If you want a lover, I'll do anything you ask me to. And if you want another kind of love, I'll wear a mask for you. If you want a partner, take my hand. Or if you want to strike me down in anger, here I stand. I'm your man. If you want a boxer, I will step into the ring for you. And if you want a doctor, I'll examine every precious inch of you. If you want a driver, climb inside. Or if you want to take me for a ride, how you know you can. I'm your man. Yeah, the moon's too bright and the chain's too tight and the bees won't go to sleep. I've been running through all of these promises to you that I made and I could not keep. But a man never got a woman back, not by begging on his knees. Or I'd crawl to you, baby, and I would fall at your feet, and I'd howl at your beauty like a dog in heat, and I'd clog your heart and I'd tear at your sheet. I'd say, please, I'm your man.
I think that when a man stands up and sings a song, a woman stands up and sings a song, if they really lay out their own story, that it's as serious as any other kind of expression.
But you've written 14 books and you released 10 albums. Is books more dear to you, or writing more dear to you than singing, composing?
Sometimes I think that my whole musical career is just an alibi to keep me from writing novels, because writing novels is really so difficult. I think maybe I've just fled into music to escape the typewriter and the blank page.
There ain't no cure for love. There ain't no cure for love.
All the rocket ships are climbing through the sky. The whole air books are open wide. The doctors working day and night, but they'll never ever find that cure. That cure.
Ain't no drink, no
Tell her, Angel.
there's nothing cure.
I never thought of myself as a poet, and I always thought that poetry is a verdict, not an intention. I don't think you should set out to be a poet, but if you're a poet, let other people call you a poet. You know, I would never call myself a poet.
What are you then?
Well, I think of myself right now as a songwriter. Anyways, poetry is it's not a good title anymore. You know, you can hardly get a date if you describe yourself as a poet. It's nothing anybody wants to be anymore.
Oh, it sounds romantic.
Yeah. I don't have a description for myself. You know, just get up in the morning, I brew a pot of coffee. You know, I sit in my kitchen, I open up my notebooks, tune my guitar, and start the day.
I walked into this empty church, I had no place else to go, when the sweetest voice that I ever heard whispered to my soul, I don't need to be forgiven, not for loving you so warm. You see, it's written in the scripture, it's written there in blood. Yes, I even heard the angels declare it from above. There ain't no cure, there ain't no cure, there ain't no cure for love.
What do you feel when you look back on the work you've done in the early days?
It depends on the day. Sometimes, you know, you can accept your work. Sometimes you feel like renouncing it, separating yourself from the past work. And I feel right now that I'm in just beginning. I feel that I've just gotten a handle songwriting. I feel that there's some songs I want to write now, so I tend not to look at the past. I'm not a very nostalgic person.
One of your songs is called Chelsea Hotel, and it's a story behind that song.
Yeah, I just started telling that story recently. I wrote that song with Janis Joplin on my mind.
I used to notice about 3 in the morning every night there was this young woman there. I'd see her night after night. Finally, I gathered my courage and I said, "Are you looking for someone?" She said, "Yes, I'm looking for Chris Christopherson." I said, "You're in luck. I'm Chris Christopherson." And you know, she believed me for about, it was just a measure of her desperation that she was ready to accept me as Chris Christopherson. I talked about my helicopter, about my horses in Tennessee. A couple of years after she died, I was sitting at this bar in Miami Beach, one of the less glorious episodes of my life, a Polynesian restaurant, waiting for my spare ribs and Mai Tai cocktail. A dismal moment, and I started to write this song on a napkin for Janis Joplin, the Chelsea Hotel. I remember you well in the Chelsea Hotel. You were talking so brave and so sweet, now giving me head on the unmade bed while the limousines wait in the street. And those were the reasons, and that was New York. We were running for the money and the flesh, and that was called love. For the workers in song, probably still is, for those of them left. Ah, but you got away, didn't you, baby? Ah, you just turn your back on the crowd. You got away, I never once heard you say, I need you, I don't need you, I need you, I don't need you, and all of that jiving around. I remember you well in the Chelsea Hotel. You were famous, your heart was a legend. Now you told me again you preferred handsome men, but for me you'd make an exception, and clenching your fist for the ones like us who are oppressed by the figures of beauty. You fixed yourself, you said, well, never mind, we are ugly, but we have the music. And then you got away, didn't you, baby? Yeah, you just threw it all to the ground. You got away, I never once heard you say, I need you, I don't need you, I need you, I don't need you, and all of that jiving around. I don't mean to suggest that I loved you the best. I don't keep track of each fallen robin. I remember you well in the Chelsea Hotel. That's all, my little darling. I don't even think of you that often.
Subject that comes naturally when talking to you is religion. You use lots of religious symbols in your music and in your writings, but it's very difficult to say anything about what the man behind believes in.
Well, you know, the fact that I've been described as somebody religious is really very embarrassing, because I don't feel a very religious person. I feel that we live in a moral universe, and that there is something called sin, and that we're punished for our sins, and that the punishment is immediate. But my own life is filled with violations of this moral universe. So, you know, I guess I'm obsessed with it, but I don't think I'm a very good example of a religious writer.
Hallelujah, 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 There was a time you let me know what's really going on below. Now, but now you'll never even show it to me, do you? Now that I remember when I moved in you, the whole dove was moving too. Yes, and every single breath that we drew was hallelujah. 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 METZGER on guitar. Maybe there's a God above, but as for me, all I ever learned from love is how to shoot at someone who outdrew you. Ah, but it's not a cry that you hear tonight. Listen, friends, it's not somebody who's seen the light. No, it's a cold and it's a broken hallelujah. Baby, I've been here before. I know this room. I walk this floor. You see, I used to live alone before I knew you. And I remember when I moved in you, and the whole that dove was moving too. And every breath we drew was hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
In 1973, you went straight to Israel during the war to perform for Israeli soldiers. What made you do that?
It's hard to say, you know. I went to Cuba also, just before the Bay of Pigs. Well, there's a saying from the Bible, you know, you do not stand idly by the blood of your brethren. And when the Egyptians launched that attack against Israel in 1973, I was nearby, and I thought it was my duty to go and help out.
Would you go down there now and sing on the West Bank for the Israeli soldiers?
If I could sing for the Palestinians and the Israeli soldiers, I would do it.
Pacifism and peace movement, what does it mean to you?
I'm not a pacifist. I don't believe that this world can afford pacifism. I think pacifism delights the hearts of the killers. I don't think it's an appropriate response to the reality of this world.
Is gray. I ache in the places where I used to play, and I'm crazy for love, but I'm not coming on. I'm just paying my rent every day in the Tower of Song. Well, I said to Hank Williams, how lonely does it get? Hank Williams hasn't answered yet, but I hear him coughing all night long. Oh, 100 floors above me in the Tower of Song. like this. I had no choice. I was born with the gift of a golden voice. And 27 angels from the great beyond. Now they tied me to this table right here in the Tower of Song. So you can stick your little pins in that voodoo doll. I'm very sorry, baby, it doesn't look like me at all. I'm standing by the window where the light is strong. Ah, they don't let a woman kill you, not in the Tower of Song.
The music is called naive. It's called very honest, a little bit childish, simple. How do you react to words like that?
Those aren't bad for me. Naive, childish, simple. Those are nice qualities in music.
Well, you can say that I've grown bitter, but of this you may be sure. The rich have got their channels in the bedrooms of the poor. There's a mighty judgment coming, but I may be wrong. You see, I hear these funny voices in the Tower of Song. I see you standing on the other side. I don't know how the river got so wide. I loved you, baby, way back when. And all the bridges are burning that we might have crossed. But I feel so close to everything we lost. We'll never have to lose it again. So I bid you farewell, don't know when I'll be back. They're moving us tomorrow to that tower down the track, but you'll be hearing from me, baby, long after I'm gone. I'll be speaking to your sweet laugh from my window in the Tower of Song.
After all, the heart is... no one masters the heart. The heart never gets sophisticated. The heart is always just cooking like shish kebab in your breast. No one has a handle on it. So the songs that I've loved, like Silent Night, and To Know Him is to Love Him, they're very simple, very childlike. I like that quality in popular music.
Yeah, my friends are gone and my hair is gray. I ache in the places where I used to play, and I'm crazy for love, but I'm not coming on. I'm just paying my rent every single day in the Tower of Song.
Things very few people know is that you paint.
My friend Fleming Schmidt saw them and thought that they should be presented in a more formal way. So you see, I originally had done them in this little book, which I have these little books all over the place.
That's yourself, isn't it?
Yeah, it's called one of those days when the hat doesn't help.
Seems like a terrible day.
It's one of those days. These are other terrible days. This is a very bad day. It's worse. The girl I never knew.
Well,
these are just little sketches that I always do on the road, especially when I've got a few hours in my hotel room.
So why has it taken so much time before you started showing it to people?
Well, I would never have shown it to anybody. It's just that my friend Fleming saw them and thought they should be presented in this way. And I said, God, I can't believe anybody would want them, but of course I'd like to see them blown up and dignified in this way.
You are very popular in Europe at the moment, and you've been #1 in Norway for about 2 months. Do you have any thoughts around why you've become so popular in Europe instead of the States?
I used to say maybe it's because they don't understand the words, but I don't know. I don't know. And I've never really wanted to analyze why. I'm just I'm very happy that I have an audience.
You're extremely popular here in Norway, and you've lived together with a Norwegian girl, and you've been here several times and lived here for a couple of months. Is there any combination there? Do you feel a little bit Norwegian? Is that why we love you so much?
You know, I don't think it's a good idea to examine why someone likes you or why you like someone else. I do remember walking the streets here, 25 years ago, and feeling a little bit at home. Maybe it was the climate. Maybe I come from a northern city. There's something about the size of this city and the size of Montreal. I don't know what it is. I had some close people in my life who happened to be Norwegian.
I wanted to spend these few moments with all of you. Good night, my friends. This is a song called Take This Waltz. Now in Vienna, there's 10 pretty women. There's a shoulder where death comes to cry. There's a lobby with 900 windows. There's a tree where the doves go to die. There's a peak that was torn from the morning, and it hangs in the gallery of frost. Take this waltz, take this waltz, take this waltz with the clamp on its jaw. I want you on a chair with a dead magazine, in the cave at the tip of the lily, in some hallway where love's never been, on our bed where the moon has been sweating, in a cry filled with footsteps and sand. Take this waltz, take this waltz, take its broken waist in your hand. This waltz, this waltz, this waltz, this waltz, with its very own breath, branding death, dragging its tail in the sea. There's a concert hall in Vienna where your mouth had 1,000 reviews. There's a bar where the boys have stopped talking. They've been sentenced to death by the blues. Ah, but who is it climbs to your picture with a garland of freshly cut tears? Take this waltz, take this waltz, take this waltz, it's been dying for years. There's an attic where children are playing, where I've got to lie down with you soon, in a dream of Hungarian lantern, in the midst of some sweet afternoon. And I'll see what you've chained to your sorrow, all your sheep and your lilies of snow. Hi, 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 hi. Take this waltz, take this waltz. With its I'll never forget you, you know. This waltz, this waltz, this waltz, this waltz, with its very own breath of brandy and death, dragging its tail in the sea. And I'll dance with you in Vienna. I'll be wearing a river's disguise, the hyacinth wild on my shoulder, my mouth on the dew of your thighs. And I'll bury my soul in a scrapbook with the photographs there in the moss. And I'll heed to the flood of your beauty, my cheap violin and my cross. And you'll carry me down on your dancing to the pulse that you lift on your wrist. Oh my love, oh my love, take this waltz, take this waltz. It's yours now, it's all that there is.